Welcome to the end of year Christmas special. 2 years ago, we looked at Brangelina.
No! You're sick! No! You're sick.
We don't get on. Isn't it delicious? Last year, the matrix of social media induced bimbo culture.
I love how democratizing the internet is.
We should be hiring a private chef so I can my man all day instead of having to cook for him.
This Christmas, we're upping the stakes and upping the levels, fusing and combining the 2 plus more to bring to you a big Christmas bonanza like no other. Brangelina, Madonna, The Ye, Pete the Meat Davidson, Emrata the brain surgeon, and a personal friend blast from the past.
She wanted 6 sex.
It's gonna be that cringe fest that you just can't afford to miss. That guilty pleasure, too pleasurable to resist. So Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and let's do this. So Brad Pitt was married to average-ass Jennifer Aniston, the played-out 90s friend-zoning chick from Friends.
Now you're in the friend zone.
Until he met Angelina BPD Jolie on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Why would I say that?
Where she love-bombed the living daylights out of him, causing him to leave mediocre Aniston for the mental health maniac.
No! You're sick! No! You're sick.
Of course, the all-American boy from Missouri went along with whatever the LA-raised Queen of Mean dictated.
Los Angeles is the BPD capital of the world.
Go for gold in the look at what a good person I am Olympics and adopt kids from developing nations because that's what Madge did. Quite naturally, Pussy Whipped Bradley went along with the program. Quite naturally, Pussy Whipped Bradley would never have gone that route of adoption if he stayed in Missouri and married Little Miss Mary Sue from around the way. Alas, Bradley got enmeshed in the trauma bond of marriage to the consummate attention seeker who used to drink her own blood while shagging Daddy Issues' ex-husband, Billy Bob Thornton. Bradley had a naive perception of them being 2 of a kind artistic soulmates. After having his nuts clipped and blood sucked, the inevitable divorce came around, and that's where this video really takes off. After getting his mojo back, Bradley wants to be the older bachelor pushing 60. The juicy stuff kicks into play when he decided to date Emily.
And my argument is, what's wrong with attention?
Emily Ratajkowski, Emrata.
Should we do this?
Yes. Yes. As the older dude with the hot early 30s celebrity chick. And what happens? Nothing. It fizzles out before anything, and she hooks up with the archetypal Netflix and chill dude, Pete Davidson.
Who that?
Fresh off the breakup from Kim Kardashian. Fresh off a divorce from The Ye.
Kim, what's the one thing about Kanye that you love the most?
I love that he's always himself.
Jewish people would accept that I'm Jew.
I love that he's always himself.
In other words, the 90s dude doesn't even get to stay relevant in this social media, online attention economy mess of current celebrity dating. He couldn't pull off being the older debonair guy like Warren Beatty could way back in the day with Madonna. Dating the younger, histrionic, self-marketing exhibitionist chick.
She doesn't want to live off camera, much less talk.
Really, if Bradley learnt his lesson, he'd either have nothing to do with Emrata or play the game like the bloke from the box office flop Dick Tracy did.
Dick.
Before we look at Pete and The Ye and the penis allegations,
Kim is with Pete because he got a bigger
Dick.
the I am Jew delusions, we need to go back in time to the 90s. Madge blew up in the 80s, hooked up with Sean Penn, who was a few years her junior and thus naive. He took her seriously and married her. She drove him crazy, and thus domestic abuse accusations, domestic violence accusations. That's what happens when the testosterone alpha dude marries the archetypal alpha female. Maybe the sex is good, but no healthy yin and yang communication and cooperation. Just one ego clash after the next.
Do I get to talk?
Hence, he purportedly pulled out a baseball bat on her. Penn married her and saw her as his artistic, free-spirited soulmate. Madge, ever the histrionic narcissist, hence the marriage was mired in domestic abuse and violence, etc. Of course, she had a vested interest to hook up with co-star and director Warren Beatty, of which film again? Dick Tracy, as Madge attempted, unsuccessfully, to ingratiate herself into the Hollywood studio machine. That's right, the Hollywood
Studio machine.
Major difference between Beatty and Madge, and Bradley are not Emrata. Beatty is a man who has allegedly been with over 100 celebrity females romantically, and over 1,000 females, celebrity or otherwise, romantically. Brad was the gorgeous eye candy blonde guy in the 90s, with that chilled surfer dude persona chicks felt comfortable around. Beatty was an actual old-time player, jazzy Hollywood sentiments fused with old-school World War II tradcon sentiments. Bradley, the best he could do was say, "I walked away because I realized I don't want the BS." You don't want the BS? Bro, you're intrinsically attracted to this type on more than just a sexual level, it appears.
Emily Ratajkowski, and I'm...
Beatty knew Madge had the power to destroy him if he took her seriously, so he done this cool, calm and collected, keep her at an arm's length relationship.
Where are you going, Warren?
Just the indifferent older guy, where if and when she acts like a pig, it's not the end of the world.
Are you married? Bye. Bye-bye. Unzip your pants and take the dick out right now.
Pitt is a bit older than Beatty was. Ratajkowski or Ratajkowski or Roger Moore or whatever her name is,
Emily Ratajkowski, I think I'm saying her last name right,
is approximately the same age as Madge was at the time. The main difference is Emrata do the Lombarda doesn't need to break into the Hollywood studio machine the way Madge needed to, because the movie industry now is getting played out and marginalized by social media, TikTok and the gram.
I love how democratizing the internet is.
I like sex.
Yeah.
Yes! Why be a talented actress and work hard on yourself to learn lines, to build and participate towards a serious craft to garner attention, when you can now get half naked and or fully naked on the internet to garner mass attention of the electronic persuasion?
I love how...
Shut the fuck up!
Bradley, naive or otherwise, is an artist. Jolie curtailed his ass, but he was in Benjamin Button. That's art. That's cinema.
Use your napkin, please, Mr. Benjamin.
I never forgot her blue eyes. It's me, Benjamin.
Vigor and our physicality.
Look at you. You're perfect.
I want to remember us just as we are now.
The work of visionaries, not twerkers and influencers and e-celebrity airhead grifters.
Hey, what's up? You're beautiful. Can I get your number? Blah, blah. Like, hey, DM, blah, blah, da, 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 da.
I hate the patriarchy, and I hate what it's done to men. Yes.
Loving you was worth everything to me.
Bradley treated BPD Jolie like she was an artist. False. He treated Emrata like she was an artist and chatted shit for hours about the visual aesthetics in Kubrick films. She thinks she wants maturity, but ultimately she just wants to damage Netflix and chill dude, because that's her male equivalent. Rata whatever, who puts the rat in Ratajkowski, looks like a gorgeous version of Splinter, is the millennial chick online who thinks if she throws in a big word here and there, in addition to sexually objectifying herself, people will perceive her as the total package because she says my argument is blah blah blah.
And my argument is, what's wrong with attention?
The patriarchy is bad? Look at my ass. Sexism is bad? Look at my boobs.
I love how democratizing the internet is.
What women can get out of online dating versus men, the inequality is so vast between the two, it's more inequality than most countries' economies.
Even though the internet killed however many industries, it's democratizing because I have a platform to be a sexualized bozo.
I think when you're sexualized so young, people think you're really sexual.
And thus, it's the great equalizer. The great equalizer. Babes, it f***ed the music business. Music has sucked since the mid-2000s. What a coincidence.
That's what's wrong right now. Everybody trying to rap the same.
The Bentley is dirty, my sneakers is dirty, but that's how I like it, you all on my dick.
It f***ed the movie business. Movies have for the most part sucked since roughly the same time. What a coincidence.
They're not making movies for me anymore.
DVD was a huge part of our business. Technology has just made that obsolete.
I love how democratizing.
The best she can do for clout after divorcing the honey monster is a crackhead from Staten Island skater dude, whereas Madge shagged anyone and everyone who had clout in the 90s.
The Charles Barkley line of questioning.
I'll never go out with Madonna again.
Fast forward to now, and we have Pete. He starts shagging the Ye's ex, who apparently is a billionaire, based on what exactly? Your guess is as good as mine.
Famous for being famous. You don't have any, forgive me, any talent.
She has no talent. She made a sex tape performing oral sex on Ray J that then, unbeknownst to her of course, or obviously, got leaked. The poor dear.
There's definitely a lot more pressure, I think, to be famous for being ourselves. I really believe with anything in life,
have you ever had a dream
whatever you do, you might
with a sex tape, and you became famous.
I really believe with anything.
You could.
Lo and behold, she's the quote-unquote modern-day Marilyn Monroe.
We gotta save the new Marilyn Monroe.
Can somebody please tell me what the f*** happened to the world here, please?
Somebody tell me this is a fucking joke.
All this emphasis on damaged narcissistic women being fascinating and irresistible because, I don't know, the dad was absent during adolescence. Bro, it's the female equivalent of Ric Flair's son, David Flair.
The Paisanos hit them disco. They came here to get you. What the hell is David Flair doing? I taught him how to do that too. Great strength by Big V.
Remember David Flair when he was in WCW? Oh, he's crazy because when he was growing up, his dad spent too much time on the road partying with fancy women and not enough time nurturing young David.
Bright lights, big cities, pretty ladies. Great strength by Big V.
All these chicks are David Flair. Jolie is David Flair.
You're sick. Great strength by Big V.
Madge is David Flair.
The Paisanos.
Emrata, David Flair.
I love how
Disco. They came here to get you.
And now back to Kardashian, who you guessed it.
Famous for being famous.
Great strength by Big Vito.
Is David Flair.
That's double team.
I am not bipolar. I may be slightly autistic, like Rain Man. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
If Jewish people would accept that I'm Jew.
But of course you are there.
The executives that are Jewish. I'm not in some kind of episode.
And all this mental health breakdown. He hates the Jews, but he can say it because he is Jew.
I'm Jew, not Jewish.
But of course you are there.
This whole thing emanates from the fact his airhead opportunist wank machine of a wife broke up with him and then started dating a Jewish nerdy guy who was allegedly packing a major meat package in the downstairs department.
My wife is out here fucking a white boy with a 10-inch penis.
oh my god.
The Ye is pissed. Pete the Meat can just give her the good beat. But the Ye, he's got to do all this extra sensual shit like the Japanese geezer out of Rising Sun to be a good lover. He's got to eat sushi and soy sauce off her bumhole to be a good lover. The Ye and the K were never a power couple or a boss couple, just a cringe couple. Now bipolar ass Yadolf has been spurging out ever since his bird started shagging a Jewish Willy master.
Kim is with Pete because he got a bigger dick.
He's become so enabled and entitled in the past 15 years or so.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
Let me finish my question, dog.
Man, man.
Let me hear the question,
You don't have
man.
the answers.
The bipolar jerk thinks he can say anything.
Collusion of Jewish attorneys, managers. They'll give America porn.
They made him get addicted to pornography and thus have an over-sexualized perception of women, inferring that's why he married the most sexually commodified woman of all time with a fake chicken drumstick poo-poo bumper, as apparently that's sexy. When he thinks he can say anything he wants because I am Jew.
I'm saying I'm Jew. You're Jew. Blood of Christ.
He sounds like Robin Williams in Mrs. Doubtfire. I am Job.
I am Job.
Do you speak English?
Jewish means like that of a Jew. I'm saying I'm Jew. You're Jew.
I am Job.
Bruv, if he's Jewish like the phrase from Phone Jacker.
This is Jewish Jitsu.
The Jewish Jiu-Jitsu Grandmaster.
Satoya. Kakiyota.
You've got to...
Satoya Mayo. Trying to talk Japanese. Hoshke Yinshkadai Hakiyoto. The facts are, everyone knows petulant, self-obsessed, obnoxious, delusional people like, quote, Jesus, who live in their own reality, or psychosis should I say, who make up any self-narrative that suits them saying or doing whatever they want.
Slightly autistic.
Then he has us invade some other country?
We need to bring Christ to China.
It's like America.
What about it?
China made this phone.
They don't need and can't afford.
You're all over the place. I don't know what you're trying to say.
He's saying the framus intersects with the Ramistan approximately at the Paranos.
I'm saying I'm Jew.
Like Rain Man.
I say I'm a Jew.
The man who gave the Greek girl with gelled hair exactly what she wanted. The cornflake sex. I put the Greek girl from Wood Green with the gelled hair. A friend of mine back in the late 90s in school was masquerading as a light-skinned black man despite being of Pakistani origin. She only wanted black man, but when she saw me she thought I was proper light-skinned Jamaican or something like that. She had zigzag partying and she had zigzag partying. It was the 90s. It positively was not cool to be Indian, and it positively was cool to be black. Kanye wants to blame the Jews for all his misfortunes in life, and thus makes up he is Jew to then have a free pass at anti-Semitism. My good pal wanted a free pass at getting the girls in it and the respect in it. I met a Greek root girl. I went back to her house. I f***ed her. And the next morning I'm eating my cereal. She said, "You, how dare you sit there and eat your cereal? Come here and f*** me now." I said, "You f***ing batch." I threw her over the table. I gave her the zabush bush sex. Then I poured the cornflakes over her head. I poured the cornflakes over her gel hair. I said, "You want gel hair? Now you really do have gel hair." She wanted me to choke her like the girl in the Rising Sun on Channel 4, innit? She wanted sick sex. She wanted sick sex. She wanted terrible sex. After we finished the cornflake sex, I said, "Haha, you just got f***ed by an Indian. I liked you and told you I'm a black man. You're so dumb." You stupid bitch. The point about my dear friend is, he lied so much about being black, he started to lie to his own mates about being black. Maybe I was adopted from Jamaica, Anna. I'm like, bruv, I've known you since the first year in '93, when you looked like the Indian PJ and Duncan. You had curtains down to here. How are you black? The point I'm making is, the Ye, being delusional to the point of needing mental help doesn't make him godlike, just like dudes we all grew up with. The narcissistic injury he sustained from his Mrs. shagging the well-endowed waste man just exacerbated Ye's self-deluding wanker tendencies. We are all in the matrix of society the Ye cannot stand. He has hundreds of mils, but we have grands. We are in debt people. We are internet people. The matrix is brutal. The best we can be is frugal. Our paths are unclear, people. But right now, it's Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, people.
There's this whole thing, this attention accusation, that we're just doing it for attention. And my argument is, what's wrong with attention?
Ignorance is bliss.